How do I start this? I don't even know. Hey! Hey everyone, my name is Bryan, and I want to do this vlog because this summer I have the amazing opportunity to go to Alaska. I know, right? I am currently a higher education student going for my master's at Virginia Tech, and this summer we have an opportunity to practicum at a place of our choosing, wherever we get a spot. And so I am fortunate enough to have the opportunity to go to Alaska. I know, right? And actually, I am on my way home so I can fly out tomorrow to go to Alaska. I know, right? So I want to start this vlog because I want to get better at documenting my experience in Alaska, but also I have a fascination for videos, and it's starting to become a thing that I do. So I want to kind of explore this a little bit and see if it's actually something that I want to continue on doing. So I call this vlog Bryan's Alaskadventure. So Alaska plus adventure is Alaskadventure. Alaskadventure. I want to do this vlog so I can show you everything that I'm doing and bring you along the journey with us. And bring you along the journey with me. And so I will be vlogging hopefully weekly or every so often to fill you all in on what I'm doing. This first vlog, I just kind of want to set it up. I want to talk a little bit about what or how I got this position. So in higher education, there are basically two bodies that can get you internships over the summer. One's called a Kuhoai, which is more housing-based, housing and conference services, and another one which is called NODA, and that's more orientation-based. Back earlier this semester, earlier in the spring semester, I applied to all these different schools through NODA and a Kuhoai website. Did a ton of phone and video interviews, Skype interviews, and had the opportunity to talk with a bunch of professionals across the country. It was actually really funny because when I was talking to my parents, specifically my mom, I was reading off the names of all the places that I was applying to, or at least submitting my name to get interviews. And I was like, ooh, I can go to Hawaii. And she's like, you better not. And I'm like, oh, I can go to Alaska. And she's like, oh, you better not. And so I was like, okay, I promised that I wouldn't apply to anywhere super far like Alaska. So I applied to all these places. I don't apply to anywhere in Virginia because I want to get out and explore and do something else. And I have all these interviews, and there are some that are great, there are some that are meh, but anyways, it was a great experience to prepare me for next year, because next year I will be applying for jobs and doing the same rigmarole again. So that was a cool experience. But anyways, this is about like a month long of this. At the very end, I'm pretty much done with all my interviews, and I get this random call from somewhere in Alaska, and I'm like, why is Alaska calling me? And so I pick up the phone, and they're like, hey, this is the University of Alaska. We saw your application, and we would like to interview you. Are you interested? And I remember going through my head being like, sure. I mean, I really thought like I would just do an extra practice interview. I honestly thought that. So I accepted it, and I had an interview, and it actually went really well. And shortly after that, a couple days later, I got a callback or another interview for my second round interview. And I was like, oh, okay. So I have that interview, and it went extremely well. I believe it lasted like a little over an hour, and we were just talking about everything. It was really cool to connect with them, and just everything that they said I was totally in line with, and I was like, at the end, you know, when you just have a great feeling that you connected with someone, you have that great feeling where you're just like, man, I nailed that. Like, that was great. That's what I felt like, and I was like, crap. And I was like, I guess I should call my mom. So I give her a call, and I was like, hey, so I had a really good second interview. She's like, oh, great, where? And I'm like, that's what I need to talk to you about. And so I told her about Alaska, and she was very supportive. Not what she expected, but she was like, you know what? It's an adventure. You go ahead. You do you. And so, sure enough, the deadline came for when we would get notified what we would get, and I got calls from a lot of institutions, a lot of great places that I was considering. Then I got a call from Alaska, and I was like, fist pump in the air. Yes. I was so happy. It was just like great. I knew I was going to go on an adventure. I knew this summer was going to be awesome. So I was set. My mind was made. I was nervous, but I knew I was in good hands because they were really great people. So my responsibilities of what I know now is I will be the Summer Residence Life Coordinator for the University of Alaska Anchorage. I will also be helping out with Welcome Week. So I have a staff of 5 who I will be supervising. So I'll be working with them to help create Welcome Week and do the basic operations of what summer on campus looks like. So I am really excited. I can't describe the feelings that I have right now. I'm feeling, I don't know. So here are some expectations that I have. One is that it's going to be a little bit colder than what I'm used to for summer. From what my research, it's going to be about like springtime weather, so about like 50s or 60s. Right now it's in the 40s, so it's going to warm up just a little bit while I'm there, so that's going to be fun. Number 2, it's going to be daylight for most of the time. So right now, I believe the sun comes out at like 5 o'clock in the morning and sets at like 10 or 11. So it's going to be a majority daytime, and it's going to be really, really interesting in July when there's roughly like 20 hours of sunlight. So that'll be really fun, really interesting, very unique. We'll see what happens with that. Number 3, I'm going to see wildlife. Wildlife that I have not seen before. 1, moose. I am determined to take a picture or a selfie with a moose. 2, I know there are bears there. I hope I don't encounter one, or will have to use my pepper spray or anything like that, but it would be really cool to see one. 3, I heard there are like American eagles up there from people who have visited there. Really great wildlife. So I'm really excited to see the animals there. If I could see some huskies or some sled dogs, that would be great. If I could pet one, that'd be great. So excited for that. 2, I'm excited for the food. I'm a foodie at heart. I love fresh food. Fresh local food. So when I get there, I'm definitely going to be exploring the cuisine, and I'll keep you updated about that. The only other thing, I'm just excited to go on an adventure. I really don't know what will happen. I know I'll be working with some really great people. That was evident in our interviews. I know that I'll be working with a great staff, and I'm really excited to see how Alaska is different or how it's the same. I'm just excited for a good summer. So I hope I continue this. I'm making myself start this vlog, so I will hold myself accountable. If you want to follow along with my journey, you can follow along at bufield.com, BUHFIELD, or you can look at my hashtag, which is hashtag Alaskadventure, or you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which is at Bufield, BUHFIELD. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you come along the journey with me, and I'm excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be it, day 1 of my Alaskadventure. Hope you can follow along. If you want to leave me comments, please do so below. Like and subscribe my YouTube channel, and I'll keep you updated on my adventure. So thank you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Going to Alaska, 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 going to Alaska. I'm going to Alaska, yeah. Woo! Oh gosh, this is gonna be fun.